"Pack your bags. You have 24 hours," Mr. Harrison said coldly on Christmas Eve. Nicole looked at her crying triplets. "Please, sir, it's Christmas," he laughed. "Not my problem." The next morning, a lawyer knocked on Harrison's door. "Mr. Harrison? The building now belongs to Nicole Johnson. Her grandfather was the original owner." He handed him an eviction notice. "You have 24 hours. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now subscribe to the channel and let's get started." "Mommy, will Santa come this year?" Nicole Johnson stopped washing the dishes and looked at her daughter Mia. The little girl sat on the couch in pink pajamas. Her brothers Maya and Marcus sat next to her. All three children stared at their mother with big brown eyes. Nicole felt her heart break. "I don't know, baby," Nicole said quietly. "Santa is very busy." It was Christmas Eve. The small apartment on South Kedzie Avenue was dark except for one lamp in the corner. A plastic Christmas tree stood against the wall. It was only 3 feet tall. There were no presents underneath. Nicole had $400 in her purse. Rent was $900. She was 3 days late. Nicole woke up at 5 o'clock that morning like she did every single day. The apartment was cold and dark. She got dressed in the bathroom so she would not wake her children. They slept in bunk beds in the second bedroom. All three of them shared one small room. Nicole worked 2 jobs. Her first job was at a diner on West Madison Street. She served coffee and eggs and hamburgers to customers from 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Then she took the bus downtown to her second job. She cleaned offices in tall buildings, she mopped floors and emptied trash cans and wiped desks. She worked until 11 at night. Then she took the bus home. She got home around midnight every night. Nicole barely saw her children awake. Her neighbor, Mrs. Chen, picked up Maya, Marcus, and Mia from school every day at 3 o'clock. Mrs. Chen was 70 years old. She lived alone in the apartment next door. She watched the triplets until they fell asleep. Nicole paid her $50 every week. It was money Nicole did not have, but she had no choice. That morning at the diner, Nicole served a man in a business suit. He ordered scrambled eggs and toast. Nicole poured his coffee and smiled even though she was exhausted. Her feet hurt. Her back hurt. She checked her phone every few minutes. She opened her bank account app and stared at the number. $400. The diner was supposed to pay everyone 3 days ago, but there was a banking error. The manager said paychecks would come after Christmas. Nicole wanted to cry, but she kept smiling. She brought the man his eggs. He left a $2 tip. At 2 o'clock, Nicole finished her shift. She ran to the bus stop. The December wind was freezing. She did not have a warm coat. She wore a thin jacket from a donation center. The bus took 40 minutes to get downtown. Nicole ran to the office building where she cleaned. She put on blue gloves and filled a bucket with soapy water. She cleaned 12 floors. Her hands were rough and dry from the chemicals. She thought about her children the whole time. She wondered if they ate dinner. She wondered if they did their homework. She felt like a terrible mother. Mrs. Chen picked up the triplets from school at 3 o'clock like always. She took them to her apartment. She made them peanut butter sandwiches and gave them apple slices. She helped them with their math homework. Marcus struggled with subtraction. Mrs. Chen was patient. She showed him over and over. At 7 o'clock, Mrs. Chen walked the triplets back to Nicole's apartment. She used her spare key to let them inside. She helped them put on their pajamas. She tucked them into bed. The triplets asked where their mother was. Mrs. Chen said she was working hard to take care of them. The children fell asleep. Nicole finished cleaning at 11 o'clock that night. She took the bus home. She was so tired she could barely stand. She got home at midnight. She opened the door quietly. The apartment was dark. She walked to the bedroom and looked at her sleeping children. Maya was 7 years old. Marcus was 7 years old. Mia was 7 years old. They were triplets. Nicole had them when she was 21 years old. Their father left before they were born. Nicole raised them alone. She walked to the kitchen and sat at the table. She opened her purse and counted her money. $400. Rent was $900. She was 3 days late. The landlord was Mr. Richard Harrison. He was a mean man. He drove a black Mercedes. He wore expensive suits. He lived in the penthouse apartment on the top floor. Everyone in the building believed he owned 3 buildings in the neighborhood. Mr. Harrison raised rent whenever he wanted. He never fixed anything. When the heat broke last winter, it took him 6 weeks to repair it. Children got sick. Old people suffered. Mr. Harrison did not care. When people complained, he threatened to evict them. Nicole planned to pay the rest of the rent on December 27th. That was when her cleaning job would pay her. She would have the money then. Just 3 more days. She wrote Mr. Harrison a note explaining everything. She slipped it under his door that afternoon. She begged him to wait. She promised she would pay. On Christmas Eve evening, Nicole sat with her children by the plastic tree. She tried to make it feel like Christmas. She turned on the radio. Christmas songs played. The triplets wore their pajamas. They looked at the empty space under the tree. They did not complain. They learned not to ask for things. At 8 o'clock, someone knocked on the door. The knock was loud and hard. Nicole stood up. Her stomach hurt. She knew who it was. She opened the door. Mr. Harrison stood there in an expensive black suit. He held a pink piece of paper in his hand. "Good evening, Miss Johnson," Mr. Harrison said. He smiled, but it was not a kind smile. "Good evening, Mr. Harrison," Nicole said. Her voice shook. "Did you get my note? I can pay the rest on December 27th, I promise." "I got your note," Mr. Harrison said. He handed her the pink paper. "This is an eviction notice. You have 24 hours to vacate the apartment." Nicole felt like she could not breathe. "Please," she said. "It's Christmas Eve. My children, please just give me 3 more days." "I don't care about your children," Mr. Harrison said. "I don't care about your excuses. Poor people always have excuses." "Please," Nicole begged. She started crying. "I have the money coming. I can show you my work schedule. Please." Mr. Harrison laughed. It was a cold laugh. "People like you will never own anything," he said. "You should stop dreaming. You should accept your place." "Please don't do this," Nicole said. She fell to her knees. "Please." Mr. Harrison looked down at her. 24 hours, he said. "If you're not gone, I'll have the police remove you." He turned and walked away. He went upstairs to his penthouse. Nicole heard his footsteps on the stairs. She closed the door. She collapsed on the couch. She cried. She could not stop crying. Maya, Marcus, and Mia watched their mother. They did not understand. Mia started crying too. Marcus put his arm around his sister. Maya stared at the eviction notice on the floor. "Mommy, what's wrong?" Marcus asked. Nicole could not answer. She cried until she had no tears left. Her children sat next to her. They held her hands. It was the worst night of Nicole's life. She had nowhere to go. No family. No money. No hope. She looked at the plastic Christmas tree. She looked at her children. She felt like she failed them. Across the city on Michigan Avenue, a man named David Peterson sat in his law office. It was late at night, but he was still working. He opened a folder on his desk. Inside was the last will and testament of Samuel Brooks. Samuel died 2 weeks ago. He was 89 years old. David spent 2 weeks searching for Samuel's granddaughter. Her name was Nicole Johnson. David finally found her. Tomorrow, he would go to her apartment. He would tell her something that would change her life forever. David looked at the documents in front of him. He looked at the property deeds. He looked at the photographs of Samuel. He closed the folder. Tomorrow, justice would finally arrive. Nicole did not sleep that night. She sat on the floor of her apartment surrounded by garbage bags. She put clothes in the bags. She put toys in the bags. She put dishes and blankets in the bags. Her hands shook the whole time. Maya, Marcus, and Mia sat on the couch watching her. They wore their pajamas. Their eyes were red from crying. "Mommy, where are we going?" Marcus asked. Nicole stopped packing. She looked at her son. "I don't know yet, baby," she said. "Why didn't Santa come?" Mia asked. Her voice was very small. Nicole felt tears in her eyes again. "Santa got confused this year," she said. "Maybe he'll find us later." "I don't understand," Maya said. She was the oldest by 3 minutes. She always asked the hard questions. "Why do we have to leave our home?" Nicole had no answer. She went back to packing. The apartment was cold. The heat did not work well. Outside the window, snow started to fall. It was Christmas morning. The sun was not up yet. Nicole looked at the clock on the wall. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. She picked up her phone. She searched for homeless shelters in Chicago. She called the first one. A woman answered. "Hello, this is Grace Shelter. How can I help you?" "Hi," Nicole said. Her voice cracked. "I need a place to stay. I have 3 children. We're being evicted." "I'm sorry," the woman said. "We're completely full. It's the holiday. Everyone is full right now." "Please," Nicole said. "My children are 7 years old. We have nowhere to go." "I'm truly sorry," the woman said. "Try Lawrence Street Shelter. Maybe they have space." Nicole called Lawrence Street Shelter. They were full. She called Southside Family Center. They were full. She called St. Mary's Emergency Housing. They were full. She called 6 more shelters. Every single one was full. Nicole put her phone down. She looked out the window at the falling snow. She thought about sleeping in her car, but her car was old. The heater did not work. It was too cold outside. The triplets could freeze. They could get sick. Nicole sat on the floor and put her head in her hands. She felt like she failed as a mother. What kind of mother loses her home on Christmas? What kind of mother has no plan? The triplets came and sat on the floor next to her. They did not say anything. They just sat close to her. Mia held Nicole's hand. The sun came up. Gray light filled the apartment. Nicole kept packing even though she had nowhere to go. At 9 o'clock in the morning, someone knocked on the door. Nicole's heart jumped. She thought it was Mr. Harrison coming to throw them out early. She thought he was bringing the police. She stood up slowly. She walked to the door. She looked through the peephole. She saw a thin man with gray hair. He wore a dark suit and carried a briefcase. She did not recognize him. Nicole opened the door a little bit. "Yes?" she said. "Miss Nicole Johnson?" the man asked. He had kind eyes. "Yes," Nicole said. "Who are you?" "My name is David Peterson," the man said. "I'm an attorney. I have important news about your grandfather Samuel Brooks. May I come inside?" Nicole stared at him. She had not heard her grandfather's name in 15 years. "How do you know my grandfather?" she asked. "I was his lawyer," Mr. Peterson said. "Please, I need to talk to you. It's very important." Nicole opened the door. Mr. Peterson came inside. He looked at the garbage bags on the floor. He looked at the children on the couch. He looked at the pink eviction notice on the table. His face became sad. "Please sit down," Nicole said. She moved some bags off a chair. Mr. Peterson sat down. He put his briefcase on the kitchen table. He opened it and took out a folder. Inside were papers and photographs. He took out a photograph and handed it to Nicole. "Do you recognize this man?" Mr. Peterson asked. Nicole looked at the photograph. It was her grandfather Samuel. He was older in the picture. His hair was white, but she recognized his face. She started crying again. "Grandpa Samuel," she whispered. "I haven't seen him since I was 13 years old." "He never stopped thinking about you," Mr. Peterson said gently. "He followed your life from far away. He wanted to help you, but there were old family problems. He didn't know how to reach out." "Is he okay?" Nicole asked. Then she saw the look on Mr. Peterson's face. "No," she said. "No." "I'm very sorry," Mr. Peterson said. "Samuel passed away 2 weeks ago. He was 89 years old. He died peacefully in his sleep." Nicole put her face in her hands. She cried. She cried for her grandfather. She cried for the lost years. She cried for everything. Mr. Peterson waited quietly. Maya, Marcus, and Mia came and stood next to their mother. They did not understand who Samuel was, but they knew their mother was sad. After a few minutes, Nicole wiped her eyes. "Why are you here?" she asked. Mr. Peterson took more papers out of his briefcase. "Samuel left a will," he said. "He left everything to you. I've been searching for you for 2 weeks. I finally found your address yesterday." "He left me something?" Nicole asked. She could not believe it. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. He took out 3 pieces of paper. They were property deeds. He put them on the table in front of Nicole. "You now own 3 buildings in Chicago." Nicole stared at the papers. She could not read them. The words blurred. "I don't understand," she said. "This building," Mr. Peterson said. He pointed to the first deed. "The building you live in right now at 1847 South Kedzie Avenue. You own it." Nicole's mouth opened, but no sound came out. "This building on Ashland Avenue," Mr. Peterson continued. He pointed to the second deed. "And this building on Pulaski Road." He pointed to the third deed. "All 3 buildings belonged to your grandfather. Now they belong to you. Combined, they are worth over $2 million. "That's not possible," Nicole whispered. "Mr. Harrison owns this building. He's the landlord." "No," Mr. Peterson said firmly. "Mr. Harrison was never the owner. Your grandfather hired him 15 years ago to manage the buildings, to collect rent, to make repairs. But Mr. Harrison lied to everyone. He told people he was the owner. He was not. He was only an employee." Nicole picked up the property deed. Her hands shook. She saw her grandfather's name. She saw her name. She saw official stamps and signatures. "This is real?" she asked. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "I have the death certificate. I have the will. I have the transfer documents. Everything is legal and official. You are the owner." Nicole started laughing. Then she started crying. Then she started laughing again. She could not control herself. Maya, Marcus, and Mia looked scared. "Are you okay, Mommy?" Marcus asked. "I think so," Nicole said. She could not breathe. "I think I'm okay." Mr. Peterson smiled. "There's more," he said. "I investigated Mr. Harrison over the past 2 weeks. I discovered something. He has been stealing money from your grandfather for 15 years. "What?" Nicole said. "Mr. Harrison charged tenants $900 a month for rent," Mr. Peterson explained. "But he only reported $600 to your grandfather. He kept $300 for himself every single month. He also never made repairs that Samuel paid him to do. Samuel gave him money to fix the heat and the roofs and the lights. Mr. Harrison kept that money too." Nicole felt sick. How much did he steal? "Hundreds of thousands of dollars," Mr. Peterson said. "I'm still calculating the exact amount. But Nicole, listen to me. Mr. Harrison had no right to evict you. You own this building. He cannot kick you out of your own property." Nicole looked at the eviction notice on the table. She looked at the garbage bags on the floor. She looked at her children. Then she looked at Mr. Peterson. "What happens now?" she asked. Mr. Peterson reached into his briefcase one more time. He pulled out another pink piece of paper. It looked exactly like the eviction notice Mr. Harrison gave Nicole, but this one had different words on it. This one had Mr. Harrison's name written at the top. "Now," Mr. Peterson said, "we deliver the news to Mr. Harrison." Nicole stared at the eviction notice in Mr. Peterson's hand. She saw Mr. Richard Harrison's name printed at the top. She could not believe what she was seeing. "You're going to evict him?" Nicole asked. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "He gave you 24 hours to leave. We're giving him the same. 24 hours. Nicole's hands were shaking. "I don't know if I can do this. I'm scared." "You have the law on your side," Mr. Peterson said. He put the eviction notice in his briefcase. Then he took out more papers. "Let me show you exactly what Mr. Harrison did." He spread papers across the kitchen table. There were bank statements and rent ledgers and financial records. Maya, Marcus, and Mia watched from the couch. They were quiet. "Your grandfather hired Mr. Harrison in January of 2008, Mr. Peterson said. He pointed to a document. Samuel paid him a salary of $4,000 per month to manage all 3 buildings. That was good money. Mr. Harrison's job was to collect rent, pay bills, and arrange repairs." "Okay," Nicole said. She tried to focus. "The rent for each apartment was supposed to be $600 per month," Mr. Peterson continued. "That's what your grandfather set. But look at this." He pointed to a rent receipt. "Mr. Harrison charged you $900 per month. He charged every tenant $900, but he only reported $600 to your grandfather. He kept $300 from every apartment every single month." Nicole did the math in her head. "There are 20 apartments in this building," she said. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "So Mr. Harrison stole $6,000 per month from this building alone. That's $72,000 per year. He did this for 15 years. From this building, he stole over $1 million. Nicole felt dizzy. Over $1 million? "And he did the same thing at the other 2 buildings," Mr. Peterson said. "Plus your grandfather gave him money for repairs, new boilers, roof work, painting. Your grandfather sent him over $200,000 for repairs over the years. Mr. Harrison never made those repairs. He kept that money too." "The heat hasn't worked right in 3 years," Nicole said quietly. "The roof leaks. The lights in the hallway are broken." "I know," Mr. Peterson said. "Your grandfather didn't know. He was old and sick. He trusted Mr. Harrison. He believed the reports Mr. Harrison sent him. He thought the buildings were being taken care of." "Grandpa Samuel didn't know?" Nicole asked. "No," Mr. Peterson said. "He died thinking Mr. Harrison was honest. He never knew the truth." Nicole felt anger growing inside her. She thought about her grandfather working as a janitor for 50 years, saving every dollar, trying to create something good, and Mr. Harrison stole from him. Mr. Harrison lied to him. "What do we do?" Nicole asked. "We go upstairs," Mr. Peterson said. "We tell him the truth. We give him the eviction notice." Nicole stood up. Her legs felt weak. "Right now?" "Right now," Mr. Peterson said. "Are you ready?" Nicole looked at her children. "Stay here," she told them. "I'll be back soon." "Where are you going, Mommy?" Mia asked. "I have to talk to Mr. Harrison," Nicole said. "The mean man?" Marcus asked. "Yes," Nicole said. "But everything is going to be okay now. I promise." Nicole and Mr. Peterson walked to the door. Nicole looked back at her children one more time. Then she stepped into the hallway. Mr. Peterson closed the door behind them. They walked to the stairs. The stairwell was dark. 2 lights were broken. They walked up to the top floor. The penthouse apartment was at the end of the hall. Nicole had never been up here before. The door was painted black. There was a gold doorknob. "I'm scared," Nicole whispered. "You have every right to be here," Mr. Peterson said. "This is your building. Remember that." Mr. Peterson knocked on the door. They waited. Nicole heard footsteps inside. The door opened. Mr. Harrison stood there. He wore a silk robe. It was dark red. He held a glass of wine in his hand. When he saw Nicole, he smiled. It was a mean smile. "Well, well," Mr. Harrison said. "Back to beg some more? I told you. 24 hours, you should be packing." "Mr. Harrison," Mr. Peterson said. He stepped forward. "My name is David Peterson. I'm an attorney. May we come in?" "No," Mr. Harrison said. "Whatever you're selling, I'm not interested." "I'm not selling anything," Mr. Peterson said. His voice was calm and steady. "I'm here to deliver legal documents." Mr. Harrison looked at Mr. Peterson's briefcase. His smile faded a little. "What documents?" "May we come in?" Mr. Peterson asked again. "No," Mr. Harrison said. "You can tell me right here." "Very well," Mr. Peterson said. He opened his briefcase and took out the eviction notice. He handed it to Mr. Harrison. "This is an eviction notice. You have 24 hours to vacate this apartment." Mr. Harrison looked at the paper. Then he laughed. It was a loud laugh. "Is this a joke? This is my building. I own this building. I own 3 buildings." "No, you don't," Mr. Peterson said. "You never owned any buildings. You were hired in 2008 by Samuel Brooks to manage these properties. Samuel Brooks owned all 3 buildings. He died 2 weeks ago. He left everything to his granddaughter, Nicole Johnson." Mr. Harrison looked at Nicole. His face changed. The smile was completely gone. "That's impossible." "It's not impossible," Mr. Peterson said. He took out the property deeds. He took out the will. He took out the death certificate. He handed them all to Mr. Harrison. "These are the legal documents. Samuel Brooks was the owner. Nicole Johnson is now the owner. You are an employee. And you are also a thief." "What did you say?" Mr. Harrison's voice got louder. "You stole money from Samuel Brooks for 15 years, Mr. Peterson said. "You charged tenants $900 per month but only reported $600. You kept $300 from every apartment every month. You also kept money that was meant for repairs. I have bank records. I have rent receipts. I have evidence." Mr. Harrison's face turned red. "You're lying. Those documents are fake. I've owned these buildings for 15 years. Everyone knows that." "You told people you owned them," Mr. Peterson said, "but you never did. You were hired to manage them. You lied to the tenants. You lied to Samuel Brooks. You stole hundreds of thousands of dollars." "Get out," Mr. Harrison said. His hands were shaking. Wine spilled from his glass onto the floor. "Get out of my building right now." "This is not your building," Nicole said. Her voice was quiet but strong. "This is my building. My grandfather left it to me. You have to leave." Mr. Harrison stared at her. "You," he said. "You're nobody. You're a poor single mother who can't even pay rent on time. You think you can take my buildings?" "They were never your buildings," Mr. Peterson said. "Nicole, let's go." "Wait," Mr. Harrison said. "This isn't over. I'll call my lawyer. I'll sue you. I'll destroy you." "Your lawyer will tell you the same thing mine is telling you," Mr. Peterson said. "The documents are legal. The will is valid. You have no case. If you refuse to leave peacefully, the police will remove you, and we will file criminal charges for theft and fraud." Mr. Harrison's face turned from red to white. He looked at the eviction notice again. He looked at the property deeds. His hands shook harder. 24 hours, Mr. Peterson said. "The same time you gave Nicole." Mr. Peterson turned and walked down the hall. Nicole followed him. Behind them, Mr. Harrison stood in his doorway holding the papers. He did not say anything. They walked down the stairs. Nicole's heart was beating so fast she thought it would explode. When they reached her floor, Mr. Peterson stopped. "You did well," he said. "I didn't do anything," Nicole said. "You did everything." "You stood there," Mr. Peterson said. "You spoke up. That took courage." They walked back to Nicole's apartment. She opened the door. The triplets ran to her. "Mommy," Mia said. "Are you okay?" "I'm okay," Nicole said. She hugged all 3 of them. Mr. Peterson smiled. "I need to go file some paperwork," he said. "But I'll be back tomorrow. We need to talk about what happens next." "Thank you," Nicole said. "Thank you so much." Mr. Peterson left. Nicole closed the door. She looked at the garbage bags on the floor. She looked at her children. She started to laugh. She laughed so hard she had to sit down. The triplets laughed too, even though they did not understand why. Upstairs in the penthouse, Mr. Harrison paced back and forth. He picked up his phone. He called his lawyer. He called his accountant. He called everyone he knew. His voice got louder and louder. Nicole heard him through the ceiling. She heard him yelling. She heard him making phone calls. She realized this fight was not over yet. The yelling upstairs continued until late that night. Nicole lay in bed and listened. She heard Mr. Harrison's voice. She heard doors slamming. She could not sleep. Maya, Marcus, and Mia slept in their bunk beds. Nicole was grateful they could not hear the noise. At 2 o'clock in the morning, everything finally went quiet. The next morning was December 26th. Nicole woke up at 7 o'clock. For the first time in years, she did not have to go to work. The diner was closed for the holiday. She made breakfast for the triplets, scrambled eggs and toast. They sat at the kitchen table together. "Mommy, can we stay here?" Maya asked. "Yes, baby," Nicole said. "We can stay. This is our home." "Forever?" Marcus asked. "Forever," Nicole said. There was a knock at the door. Nicole opened it. Mrs. Chen stood there. She was a small woman with white hair. She wore a pink sweater and glasses. "Nicole," Mrs. Chen said, "can I talk to you?" "Of course," Nicole said. "Come in." Mrs. Chen came inside. She looked worried. "I heard something strange this morning," she said. "Mr. Harrison came to my door. He told me something about you." "What did he say?" Nicole asked. "He said you are lying," Mrs. Chen said. "He said you are trying to steal his buildings. He said you will raise everyone's rent and kick people out." Nicole felt her stomach hurt. "That's not true," she said. "Mr. Harrison is lying. He never owned these buildings. My grandfather owned them. He left them to me." "I believe you," Mrs. Chen said. "But other people don't know you very well. You're always at work. They know Mr. Harrison. They might believe him." "What should I do?" Nicole asked. "Talk to people," Mrs. Chen said. "Tell them the truth." After Mrs. Chen left, Nicole tried to go outside. She needed to buy food for the triplets. She walked into the hallway. An older man named Mr. Williams was checking his mailbox. Nicole had seen him many times but never talked to him. "Good morning, Mr. Williams," Nicole said. Mr. Williams looked at her. Then he looked away. He closed his mailbox and walked to his apartment without saying anything. Nicole felt hurt. She walked down the stairs. On the second floor, a young mother with 2 children was leaving her apartment. Nicole recognized her. Her name was Sarah Martinez. "Hi, Sarah," Nicole said. Sarah looked at Nicole. Her face was cold. "Stay away from me," Sarah said. She took her children's hands and walked past Nicole quickly. Nicole felt tears in her eyes. She went back to her apartment. She did not go to the store. She sat on the couch. The triplets were watching television. Nicole called Mr. Peterson. "Hello, Nicole," Mr. Peterson answered. "Something bad is happening," Nicole said. "Mr. Harrison is telling people I'm lying. People won't talk to me. They think I'm trying to steal the buildings." "I was afraid of this," Mr. Peterson said. "Mr. Harrison is desperate. He's trying to turn the tenants against you." "What do I do?" Nicole asked. "You need to call a building meeting," Mr. Peterson said. "You need to tell everyone the truth. Show them the documents. Make them understand." "I can't do that," Nicole said. "I'm terrible at public speaking. I get so nervous." "You have to," Mr. Peterson said. "If you don't, Mr. Harrison wins." Nicole closed her eyes. "Okay," she said. "I'll try." "I'll help you," Mr. Peterson said. "Make flyers. Announce a meeting for tomorrow evening, December 27th at 7 o'clock. I'll be there with you." Nicole hung up the phone. She went to her computer. It was old and slow. She made a simple flyer. It said, "Building Meeting, December 27th at 7 p.m. Lobby important information about new ownership. Everyone welcome." Nicole printed 30 copies. She went door to door and slipped them under every door in the building. Some people opened their doors and stared at her. Nobody spoke to her. On the top floor, she slipped a flyer under Mr. Harrison's door. She heard him inside. She walked away quickly. That afternoon, Mr. Harrison also went door to door. He knocked on every apartment. When people answered, he talked to them. Nicole watched from her peephole. She saw him talking to Mr. Williams. She saw him talking to Sarah Martinez. She saw him talking to everyone. He stayed at each door for 5 or 10 minutes. He was telling them lies. Nicole knew it, but she could not stop him. At 6 o'clock that evening, Mrs. Chen came back. "People are scared," she said. "Mr. Harrison told everyone that you will double the rent. He said you will kick out anyone who can't pay. He said you're greedy." "That's not true," Nicole said. "I would never do that. "I know," Mrs. Chen said, "but you need to convince everyone else." That night, Nicole could not eat dinner. She felt sick. She thought about the meeting tomorrow. She thought about standing in front of everyone. She was terrified. The triplets went to bed at 8 o'clock. Nicole sat at the kitchen table. She wrote notes on a piece of paper. She tried to plan what she would say. The words did not come. Everything sounded wrong. At 9 o'clock, her phone rang. It was Mr. Peterson. "Nicole, I have good news," he said. "I found Mr. Harrison's secret bank account, the one where he kept the stolen money." "You did?" Nicole asked. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "There's $347,000 in it. That money belongs to you now. The court will transfer it to you." $347,000. Nicole could not believe it. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "You can use that money to make repairs. You can lower the rent. You can prove to people that you're different from Mr. Harrison." "I can lower the rent?" Nicole asked. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "You own the buildings. You decide what to charge. If you want to lower it, you can." Nicole thought about this. "I want to lower it by $200 per month," she said. "Everyone is paying $900. I want them to pay $700. "That's very generous," Mr. Peterson said. "My grandfather charged $600, Nicole said. $700 is fair. It will help people. It will help families." "Your grandfather would be proud of you," Mr. Peterson said. After they hung up, Nicole felt a little bit of hope. She had a plan now. She would tell people the truth. She would show them the documents. She would promise to lower the rent. She would promise to fix the building. Maybe they would believe her. Maybe they would give her a chance. Nicole stood in front of the bathroom mirror. She practiced speaking. "My name is Nicole Johnson," she said to her reflection. "I am the new owner of this building." Her voice shook. She tried again. "My name is Nicole Johnson. I am the new owner." Better. She practiced for an hour. Maya woke up and came to the bathroom. "What are you doing, Mommy?" Maya asked. "I'm practicing," Nicole said. "I have to talk to a lot of people tomorrow. I'm nervous." Maya hugged her mother. "You're the bravest person I know," she said. Nicole hugged her daughter back. She did not feel brave. She felt scared, but her children were watching. She had to be strong for them. The next day was December 27th. Nicole woke up early. She got dressed in her nicest clothes, a black shirt and black pants. She combed her hair. She looked at herself in the mirror. She took a deep breath. Mr. Peterson called at noon. "I'm coming to the building at 6:30, he said. "We'll review everything before the meeting." "Okay," Nicole said. "Nicole," Mr. Peterson said, "you can do this." "I hope so," Nicole said. The afternoon went by slowly. Nicole could not focus on anything. She tried to play with the triplets, but her mind was somewhere else. At 6 o'clock, she started getting ready. The triplets put on clean clothes. At 6:30, Mr. Peterson arrived. He carried his briefcase. He also carried a folder full of documents. "Are you ready?" he asked. "No," Nicole said, "but I'll do it anyway." At 6:45, they walked down to the lobby. It was a large room with old tile floors. There were some chairs along the walls. Nicole and Mr. Peterson set up a small table at the front. Mr. Peterson put the documents on the table. At 7 o'clock, people started arriving. Mr. Williams came in. Sarah Martinez came in with her 2 children. Mrs. Chen came in. More and more people arrived. Families, old people, young people. The lobby filled up. Nicole counted 35 people. Almost everyone in the building was there. And standing in the back with his arms crossed was Mr. Richard Harrison. He wore an expensive suit. He had a cruel smile on his face. Nicole saw Mr. Harrison staring at her from the back of the room. Her heart beat faster. Her hands started shaking. She looked at Mr. Peterson. He nodded at her. She could do this. She had to do this. "Thank you all for coming," Nicole said. Her voice was so quiet that people in the back could not hear. "Speak up," someone yelled. Nicole took a deep breath. She spoke louder. Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Nicole Johnson. I live in apartment 2B with my 3 children. She reached down and took Maya, Marcus, and Mia's hands. The triplets stood next to their mother. They looked scared, but they stood tall. I know there are rumors going around, Nicole continued. I know some of you think I'm trying to steal this building. I know some of you think I'm lying. I want to tell you the truth. I want to show you proof. Mr. Harrison laughed from the back. People turned to look at him. Then they looked back at Nicole. I grew up in this city, Nicole said. My mother had me when she was very young. She struggled. When I was 3 years old, my grandfather took me in. His name was Samuel Brooks. He raised me in a small house in Bronzeville. He taught me about hard work. He taught me about treating people with respect. He was the best man I ever knew. Nicole's voice cracked. She took another breath. When I was 13, my mother came back. She wanted custody. My grandfather was too old to fight in court. I had to go live with her. She wouldn't let me see my grandfather anymore. I lost contact with him. That was 15 years ago. I thought he forgot about me. I thought he didn't care anymore. Some people in the room looked sympathetic. Others still looked suspicious. 2 weeks ago, my grandfather died, Nicole said. Tears ran down her face, but she kept talking. He was 89 years old. I didn't even know he was sick. I didn't get to say goodbye. On Christmas Day, this man came to my door. She pointed at Mr. Peterson. His name is David Peterson. He was my grandfather's lawyer. He told me something I couldn't believe. My grandfather never forgot about me. He left me everything he had. Mr. Peterson stood up. He picked up the property deeds from the table. He held them up so everyone could see. These are property deeds, Mr. Peterson said. Legal documents that prove ownership. Samuel Brooks owned 3 buildings in Chicago. This building at 1847 South Kedzie Avenue, a building on Ashland Avenue, and a building on Pulaski Road. When Samuel died, all 3 buildings were left to his granddaughter Nicole Johnson. That's a lie, Mr. Harrison shouted from the back. I've owned these buildings for 15 years. Everyone here knows that. You told people you owned them, Mr. Peterson said calmly. But you never did. Samuel Brooks hired you in January of 2008 to manage these buildings. You were an employee. You were paid $4,000 per month to collect rent and arrange repairs. But you lied to everyone. You told tenants you were the owner so they would fear you. This is ridiculous, Mr. Harrison said. His face was red. It's not ridiculous, Nicole said. She found strength in her voice. Mr. Harrison stole money from my grandfather for 15 years. My grandfather set the rent at $600 per month, but Mr. Harrison charged all of you $900. He only reported $600 to my grandfather. He kept $300 for himself every single month. People in the room started whispering. Nicole heard them talking to each other. My grandfather also gave Mr. Harrison money to fix things, Nicole continued. Money for the heat, money for the roof, money for painting, over $200,000 for repairs. Mr. Harrison never made those repairs. He kept that money too. She's lying, Mr. Harrison yelled. Don't believe her. She's trying to steal everything I built. You didn't build anything, Mr. Peterson said. You stole. We have bank records. We have rent receipts. We have evidence of everything. Nicole looked around the room. She looked at all the faces. I know you don't know me, she said. I'm always working. I work 2 jobs. I leave before my kids wake up and come home after they're asleep. I've been struggling my whole life. But I want you to know something. I will never treat you the way Mr. Harrison treated you. Never. What are you going to do? A woman in the front asked. I'm going to lower your rent, Nicole said. Starting in January, rent will be $700 per month. That's $200 less than what you're paying now. The room went silent. People stared at her. You're lowering the rent? Mr. Williams asked. He was the old man who had ignored Nicole in the hallway. Yes, Nicole said. $700 is fair. It will help families. It will help you. "And what about repairs?" Sarah Martinez asked. She was the young mother with 2 children. "I'm going to fix everything," Nicole said. "The heat, the roof, the lights in the hallways, the broken mailboxes, everything that Mr. Harrison ignored. I found the money he stole. I'm going to use it to make this building safe and clean." "She's lying!" Mr. Harrison screamed. He pushed through the crowd to the front. "Those documents are fake! I'm the owner! I'm the one who takes care of you!" Mr. Williams stood up slowly. He was a tall black man with gray hair. He had lived in the building for 20 years. "You never took care of anyone," he said to Mr. Harrison. "You raised our rent 3 times in 5 years. You threatened to evict my wife when she was sick and we were 2 days late on rent. You're a cruel man." "That's not true," Mr. Harrison said. Sarah Martinez stood up. "You told me if I complained about the broken heat, you would kick me and my children out. We almost froze last winter." An older woman stood up. "The heat in my apartment hasn't worked right in 3 years. I called you 20 times. You never came." More people stood up. A young man said Mr. Harrison kept his security deposit even though the apartment was clean. An older couple said Mr. Harrison threatened them when they asked for repairs. Person after person shared their stories. The room got louder and louder. Mrs. Chen stood up. "I've lived next to Nicole for 3 years," she said. "I watch her children every day. She works harder than anyone I know. She is kind. She is honest. She never complains even when life is hard. I believe her." The room erupted in applause. People clapped and cheered. Nicole started crying. These were happy tears. Mr. Harrison tried to shout over the noise, but nobody listened. People started booing him. They pointed at him. They told him to leave. "You're all idiots!" Mr. Harrison screamed. "You'll regret this. She'll destroy everything. She's stupid and poor and she'll fail." "Get out!" someone yelled. "Get out!" more people yelled. Mr. Harrison's face was purple with rage. He pushed through the crowd. He knocked over a chair. He cursed at people as he walked to the stairs. He went up to his penthouse and slammed the door so hard the whole building shook. The lobby went quiet for a moment. Then people started clapping again. They came up to Nicole. They shook her hand. They hugged her. They apologized for not believing her at first. Mr. Williams shook her hand and said he was sorry for ignoring her in the hallway. Sarah Martinez hugged her and cried. Mrs. Chen held Nicole's face in her hands and smiled. "You did it," Mr. Peterson whispered to Nicole. Nicole looked around at all the people, her building, her grandfather's dream. She felt something she had not felt in a long time. She felt hope. The next morning at 9 o'clock, 2 police officers knocked on the front door of the building. Nicole heard the knock and opened the front door of the building. 2 police officers stood there. One was a tall white man with a mustache. The other was a shorter black woman with her hair pulled back. They both wore dark blue uniforms. "Good morning," the tall officer said. "Are you Nicole Johnson?" "Yes," Nicole said. Her heart was beating fast. "We're here to execute an eviction order," the officer said, "for Richard Harrison in the penthouse apartment. We were told to come this morning." "Yes," Nicole said. "Mr. Peterson called you yesterday." "Is Mr. Peterson here?" the officer asked. "He's on his way," Nicole said. "He should be here soon." The officers came inside. They stood in the lobby and waited. Nicole waited with them. She felt nervous. 5 minutes later, Mr. Peterson arrived. He carried his briefcase and a folder of papers. "Good morning, officers," Mr. Peterson said. He shook their hands. "I'm David Peterson, attorney for the property owner. Thank you for coming." "We have the eviction order," the tall officer said. "Shall we proceed?" "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "The tenant was given 24 hours' notice. That time has expired." Nicole, Mr. Peterson, and the 2 officers walked up the stairs to the top floor. Other tenants heard the footsteps and opened their doors. Mrs. Chen came out. Mr. Williams came out. Sarah Martinez came out with her children. They all watched as the group walked up the stairs. Nicole's triplets stood in the doorway of their apartment. "Stay there," Nicole told them. "Don't come upstairs." "Okay, Mommy," Maya said. They reached the penthouse door. The tall officer knocked hard on the black door. "Chicago Police," he said loudly. "Open the door, Mr. Harrison." There was no answer. The officer knocked again. "Mr. Harrison, this is the Chicago Police Department. We have an eviction order. Open the door now." They heard movement inside. Then they heard Mr. Harrison's voice. "Go away! This is my home! You have no right to be here!" "Mr. Harrison, if you do not open this door, we will be forced to break it down," the officer said. "I'm not leaving!" Mr. Harrison yelled. The officer looked at his partner. She nodded. The officer stepped back. Then he kicked the door hard near the lock. The door shook, but did not open. He kicked it again. The wood around the lock cracked. He kicked it a third time. The door flew open. Inside the penthouse, Mr. Harrison sat on a large leather couch. He wore his silk robe. His arms were crossed. His face was red and angry. The apartment was huge. There were marble floors and expensive furniture. Paintings hung on the walls. Large windows showed the city. "Mr. Harrison, you need to come with us," the tall officer said. "No," Mr. Harrison said. "This is my home." "This is not your home," the officer said. "You've been evicted. You need to leave now." "I'm not leaving," Mr. Harrison said. The officer looked at his partner. They both walked over to the couch. "Sir, you can walk out on your own, or we can carry you out. Your choice." "You can't do this to me!" Mr. Harrison screamed. The two officers reached down and took Mr. Harrison's arms. They lifted him off the couch. Mr. Harrison tried to pull away, but the officers were strong. They walked him toward the door. "Let go of me!" Mr. Harrison screamed. "This is assault! I'll sue you! I'll sue all of you!" The officers walked Mr. Harrison out of the apartment. Tenants lined the hallway watching. Some had their phones out recording. Mr. Harrison saw them all staring at him. His face got even redder. "Stop looking at me!" he yelled. They reached the stairs. Nicole and Mr. Peterson stood to the side. Mr. Harrison saw Nicole. His eyes filled with hate. "You!" he screamed. "You did this! You're nothing! You're trash!" He tried to spit at Nicole, but the officers pulled him away. The spit hit the wall. Nicole stepped back. Her hands were shaking. Maya, Marcus, and Mia watched from below. Nicole made a motion for them to cover their ears. They did. "You'll fail!" Mr. Harrison screamed as the officers walked him down the stairs. "You're too stupid to run these buildings. You'll lose everything. You're poor, and you'll always be poor." His voice echoed through the stairwell. The officers got him to the first floor. They walked him through the lobby. More tenants had gathered there. Everyone watched as Mr. Harrison was taken outside. Nicole walked to the window in the stairwell. She looked down at the street below. Mr. Harrison's belongings were piled on the sidewalk. His leather couch, his glass coffee table, his expensive dishes and paintings, his clothes and garbage bags. Everything he owned was sitting on the cold sidewalk. The officers let go of Mr. Harrison's arms. He stood there in his silk robe looking at his belongings. People walked past on the sidewalk. Some stopped and stared. Mr. Harrison slowly sat down on the curb. He put his head in his hands. Nicole watched from the window. She thought she would feel happy. She thought she would feel victorious. But she did not. She felt sad. She felt sad that someone could be so cruel and end up so alone. She felt sad that greed destroyed him. She felt sad that he had everything and threw it all away. Mr. Peterson came and stood next to her. "Are you all right?" he asked. "I feel sad for him," Nicole said. "That's because you're a good person," Mr. Peterson said. "He wouldn't feel sad for you." "I know," Nicole said, "but I still feel sad." "Come," Mr. Peterson said. "Let's go back upstairs." They walked back up to the penthouse. The door was broken but still hanging on its hinges. They went inside. Nicole had never seen anything like this apartment. The floors were shiny marble. The furniture was all leather and wood. The kitchen had granite countertops. There were 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The windows went from floor to ceiling. Nicole could see the whole city. "This is huge," Nicole said. "It's twice the size of your apartment," Mr. Peterson said. Nicole walked through the rooms. In the bedroom, she saw a king-sized bed with silk sheets. The closet was full of expensive suits and shoes. In the bathroom, there was a large bathtub and a glass shower. Everything was fancy and expensive. "What should I do with all this?" Nicole asked. "That's up to you," Mr. Peterson said. "You could rent it out. You could live here yourself. You could do anything you want." Nicole thought about it. She thought about her grandfather. She thought about what he would want. She walked back to the living room and looked out the window. She could see families walking on the street below. She could see children playing. "I want to turn it into a community room," Nicole said. "A community room?" Mr. Peterson asked. "Yes," Nicole said. "A place where families can gather, where children can play, where people can have meetings or parties, a place for everyone in the building." Mr. Peterson smiled. "Your grandfather would love that." "I want to call it the Samuel Brooks Community Room," Nicole said, "so people remember him, so people know what he believed in." "That's perfect," Mr. Peterson said. Nicole looked around the empty penthouse one more time. "When can I start?" she asked. "We need to clean everything out first," Mr. Peterson said. "Then you can do whatever you want. It's your building." Your building. Nicole still could not believe those words. 2 days ago she was being evicted. Now she owned 3 buildings. Now she was standing in a penthouse overlooking the city. Now she had the power to help people. "Mr. Peterson," Nicole said, "I don't know how to be a landlord. I don't know anything about running buildings." Mr. Peterson put his hand on her shoulder. "You'll learn," he said. "I'll teach you, and you know the most important thing already." "What's that?" Nicole asked. "You know how to treat people with respect," Mr. Peterson said. "You know what it's like to struggle. You know what it's like to need help. That's more important than anything else." Nicole nodded. She felt scared but also excited. She had so much work ahead of her. The work began immediately. On January 2nd, Nicole called her cleaning job and quit. Her supervisor was surprised. "Are you sure?" the woman asked. "You've been here for 3 years." "I'm sure," Nicole said. "Thank you for everything." She hung up the phone and felt free. For the first time in 9 years, she did not have to work 2 jobs. She kept her part-time job at the diner. She loved the routine there. She loved the people. But she would only work mornings now. She would be home with her children in the afternoons and evenings. That same morning, Mr. Peterson came to her apartment. He carried folders and notebooks. He sat at her kitchen table. "Today we start your education," he said. "My education?" Nicole asked. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "I'm going to teach you how to manage properties, how to handle money, how to work with contractors, how to deal with tenants, everything you need to know." For the next 2 weeks, Mr. Peterson came to Nicole's apartment every morning. He taught her about property management. He showed her how to read financial statements. He explained tenant rights and landlord responsibilities. He taught her about maintenance schedules and repair budgets. Nicole took notes on everything. She asked questions. She learned. "Your grandfather also left you money," Mr. Peterson said one morning. "Not just the buildings. He had savings and stock investments." "How much?" Nicole asked. $200,000, Mr. Peterson said. Nicole stared at him. $200,000? "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "It's in an account. I can transfer it to you." Nicole could not speak. She thought about all the nights she cried over money, all the times she could not buy food, all the times her children went without. And her grandfather had $200,000 waiting for her. "Why didn't he give it to me when he was alive?" Nicole asked. Her voice cracked. "He wanted to," Mr. Peterson said gently. "But he didn't know how to reach you. The family situation was complicated. He was afraid you wouldn't accept it. He was afraid you were angry at him." "I wasn't angry," Nicole said. She started crying. I missed him so much. Mr. Peterson waited while Nicole cried. Then he handed her tissues. He knew you missed him, he said. He talked about you all the time. He was so proud of you. He knew you were working hard and raising your children alone. He wanted to help. This was his way. Nicole wiped her eyes. I need to open a business bank account, she said. Yes, Mr. Peterson said. I'll help you. They went to the bank that afternoon. Nicole opened a business account. Mr. Peterson transferred the $200,000 into it. Nicole looked at the balance on the computer screen. She had never seen so much money in her life. Don't spend it all at once, Mr. Peterson said. You need to be smart, make a budget, plan for the future. I want to fix the buildings first, Nicole said. I promised people I would fix everything. Good, Mr. Peterson said. That's the right priority. Nicole hired a contractor named Tom Williams. He was Mr. Williams's nephew. He came to the building and inspected everything. He made a list of repairs. The heating system needed to be completely replaced. It would cost $15,000. $15,000? Nicole asked. Her voice shook. Yes, Tom said. The boiler is 30 years old. It's barely working. If it breaks completely in the winter, everyone will freeze. Nicole thought about her children being cold. She thought about Mrs. Chen and all the families in the building. Do it, she said. Tom started work the next week. His crew removed the old boiler and installed a new one. It took 3 days. When they finished, heat flowed through every apartment for the first time in 3 years. Tenants knocked on Nicole's door to thank her. Mrs. Chen cried with happiness. Next, Nicole hired painters to repaint the hallways. She chose bright yellow and blue colors. She hired electricians to fix all the lights. She hired a roofer to fix the leaks. She hired a carpenter to fix the broken mailboxes. Every day, workers came and went. The building transformed. Mr. Peterson took Nicole to visit her other 2 buildings. The one on Ashland Avenue had 18 apartments. The one on Pulaski Road had 22 apartments. Both buildings were in terrible condition. The paint was peeling. The lights were dim. The hallways smelled bad. Nicole met the tenants. They were surprised to see her. Mr. Harrison had never visited these buildings. He collected rent, but never made repairs. I'm going to fix everything, Nicole told them. I promise. She hired contractors for those buildings, too. The repairs cost money, but Nicole had the money from Mr. Harrison's secret account. She had $347,000. She used it to fix everything he had ignored. Nicole made mistakes. She hired a plumber who charged her $5,000 to fix 3 toilets. Mr. Peterson looked at the invoice and shook his head. This is way too much, he said. He took advantage of you. What do I do? Nicole asked. Call him and tell him you're only paying half, Mr. Peterson said. If he argues, tell him you'll report him. Nicole called the plumber. Her voice shook, but she did what Mr. Peterson said. The plumber argued at first. Then he agreed to lower the price. Nicole learned to be stronger. She also forgot to file paperwork with the city. She missed a deadline for a building inspection. The city sent her a fine for $200. Nicole paid it and learned her lesson. She created a calendar with all her important dates. She set reminders on her phone. Tenants started asking for special favors. One woman asked if she could pay rent late every month because of her work schedule. A man asked if Nicole could lower his rent more than everyone else's because he had 4 children. Nicole wanted to say yes to everyone. She wanted to help everyone, but Mr. Peterson taught her that she could not. You can be kind and still have rules, he said. If you let one person pay late, everyone will want to pay late. You have to be fair to everyone. But I want to help, Nicole said. You are helping, Mr. Peterson said. You lowered the rent by $200. You fixed everything. You treat people with respect. That's enough. You can't save everyone from every problem. You'll destroy yourself trying. Nicole understood. She learned to say no. She learned to enforce rules. It was hard but necessary. At night after the triplets went to sleep, Nicole took online classes about property management. She watched videos. She read articles. She joined a landlord association and attended meetings. At the first meeting, she was the only black woman in the room. Other landlords stared at her. Some ignored her. An older white man asked her if she was in the right place. "Yes," Nicole said. "I own 3 buildings." The man looked surprised. He walked away without saying anything more. Nicole felt angry, but she did not leave. She stayed and learned. She talked to other landlords. She asked questions. Most people were polite. Some were not. Nicole did not care. She was there to learn. One evening, Mr. Peterson brought Nicole a box. Inside were journals, old notebooks with worn covers. "These belong to your grandfather," Mr. Peterson said. "He kept journals his whole life. I thought you should have them." Nicole opened the first journal. It was dated 1953. Her grandfather's handwriting was neat and careful. She read the first entry. "Arrived in Chicago today. Left Mississippi behind. This city is big and loud and cold, but it's full of opportunity. I will work hard. I will save money. I will build something." Nicole read entry after entry. She learned about her grandfather's life. He was born in Mississippi in 1933. He grew up poor during segregation. He picked cotton as a child. When he was 20 years old, he moved to Chicago during the Great Migration. He got a job as a janitor at a hospital. He worked there for 50 years. He saved every dollar. He lived in a small apartment and never bought anything he did not need. In 1982, he bought his first building. He wrote about it in his journal. "Bought a building today, 20 apartments. It's mine. I own property. My ancestors were slaves. They owned nothing. Now I own a building. This is freedom. This is dignity." Nicole cried as she read. Her grandfather believed that owning property was the key to freedom for black families. He wanted to create safe, affordable housing. He wanted to treat tenants with respect. He hired Mr. Harrison to carry out that vision. He trusted the wrong person. Nicole closed the journal. She looked at Mr. Peterson. "He never knew what Mr. Harrison did," she said. "No," Mr. Peterson said. "He died thinking Mr. Harrison was honest." "That makes me so angry," Nicole said. "I know," Mr. Peterson said. "But you can honor your grandfather's vision now. You can do what he wanted to do." Nicole nodded. She would honor him. She would create dignity and community. She would make him proud. On February 14th, Nicole received a letter in the mail. It was from a law firm downtown. She opened it and read. Her hands started shaking. She immediately called Mr. Peterson. "Mr. Peterson, I just got a letter," Nicole said into the phone. Her voice was panicked. "Someone is trying to take one of my buildings." "I'll be right there," Mr. Peterson said. 20 minutes later, Mr. Peterson sat at Nicole's kitchen table. He read the letter slowly. His face was serious. The letter was from a law firm called Morrison & Associates. It was written on expensive paper with gold lettering at the top. "What does it say?" Nicole asked. She could not sit still. She paced back and forth in her small kitchen. Mr. Peterson read out loud, "Dear Miss Johnson, we represent the Henderson family of Chicago. Our clients claim that the property located at 4200 West Pulaski Road was illegally obtained by Samuel Brooks in 1985. Our client's father, Thomas Henderson, sold the property to Mr. Brooks under fraudulent circumstances. Mr. Brooks took advantage of Mr. Henderson when he was sick and desperate. The sale price was far below market value. Our clients demand the return of this property or they will file a lawsuit." "Can they do that?" Nicole asked. "Can they take my building?" "They can try," Mr. Peterson said, "but first I need to find out if their claim is true." "My grandfather wouldn't steal anything," Nicole said. Her voice was angry now. "He was a good man." "I believe you," Mr. Peterson said, "but we need to prove it. I need to investigate. Do you have any of your grandfather's old records?" "You gave me his journals," Nicole said, "and there were some boxes in the apartment. I haven't gone through them yet." "Let's look through them now," Mr. Peterson said. Nicole and Mr. Peterson spent the next 3 hours going through boxes. They found old tax documents. They found bank statements. They found receipts. Finally, they found a folder labeled Pulaski Road Property. Inside were documents from 1985, the sale agreement between Thomas Henderson and Samuel Brooks. The price was $50,000. $50,000, Mr. Peterson said. Let me research what that property was worth in 1985. Mr. Peterson spent the next week investigating. He went to the county records office. He researched property values from 1985. He looked up Thomas Henderson's history. He made phone calls. He collected evidence. On February 21st, Mr. Peterson came back to Nicole's apartment. He carried a thick folder. I found everything, he said. The Henderson family is lying. What did you find? Nicole asked. Mr. Peterson spread papers across the table. In 1985, the building on Pulaski Road was worth approximately $55,000. Your grandfather paid $50,000. That was a fair price, not below market value. So they're wrong, Nicole said. There's more, Mr. Peterson said. I found Thomas Henderson's medical records from that time. He was not sick, he was healthy, but he had gambling debts, big debts. He owed money to dangerous people. He needed cash immediately. Your grandfather offered him a fair price and paid in cash. Thomas accepted. There was no fraud. Everything was legal. Then why are they claiming he was sick? Nicole asked. Because they're trying to take advantage of you, Mr. Peterson said. They think you're young and scared. They think you'll just give them the building to avoid a fight. Nicole felt anger burning in her chest. I won't give them anything. Good, Mr. Peterson said. The Henderson family lawyer wants to meet. I scheduled a meeting for tomorrow at 2 o'clock at their law office downtown. Do you want to come with me? Yes, Nicole said. I want to look them in the eye. The next day, Nicole got dressed in her nicest clothes. She wore black pants and a white shirt. She pulled her hair back. Mr. Peterson picked her up at 1 o'clock. They took the train downtown. The law office was in a tall building on West Adams Street. They took the elevator to the 15th floor. The office was fancy. There was expensive furniture and artwork on the walls. A receptionist sat behind a large desk. We're here to see Mr. Morrison, Mr. Peterson said. We have a 2 o'clock appointment. Please have a seat, the receptionist said. Nicole and Mr. Peterson sat on a leather couch. Nicole's hands were sweating. She wiped them on her pants. At 2:15, a man came out. He was in his 50s with gray hair and an expensive suit. He looked at Nicole and Mr. Peterson. I'm Robert Morrison, the man said. He did not smile. Follow me. They walked to a conference room. It had a long table and tall windows overlooking the city. Mr. Morrison sat at one end of the table. Nicole and Mr. Peterson sat at the other end. Let's get to the point, Mr. Morrison said. He looked at Nicole. My clients want their property back. The sale in 1985 was fraudulent. Your grandfather took advantage of a sick man. That's not true, Nicole said. Her voice was quiet but firm. Excuse me? Mr. Morrison said. He looked annoyed. That's not true, Nicole said louder. My grandfather didn't take advantage of anyone. Mr. Morrison laughed. It was a condescending laugh. Miss Johnson, you're very young. You don't understand how these things work. Legal battles are expensive. They take years. You could lose everything. I suggest you just give my clients the building. Save yourself the trouble. Mr. Peterson opened his briefcase. He took out the folder. Mr. Morrison, before you continue, let me show you something. Mr. Peterson spread documents across the table. The sale agreement. Property value assessments from 1985. Thomas Henderson's medical records. Bank statements showing gambling debts. Thomas Henderson was not sick in 1985, Mr. Peterson said. He had gambling debts. He owed money to loan sharks. He needed cash fast. Samuel Brooks offered him $50,000 for a property worth $55,000. That's a fair price. Thomas accepted. He signed the sale agreement. The sale was completely legal. Mr. Morrison picked up the documents. He read them. His face changed. The arrogance disappeared. "Your clients are lying," Mr. Peterson continued. "They know the sale was legal. They're trying to intimidate Miss Johnson because she's young and they think she won't fight back. But they're wrong." "Now, wait a minute," Mr. Morrison said. "No," Mr. Peterson said. His voice was cold. "You wait. If your clients file a lawsuit, we will countersue for harassment and defamation. We will ask for damages. We will make this very public. The media loves stories about wealthy families trying to cheat a single mother out of her inheritance." Mr. Morrison's face went pale. "I need to speak with my clients," he said. "You do that," Mr. Peterson said. He stood up. "Come on, Nicole." Nicole and Mr. Peterson walked out of the conference room. They walked past the receptionist. They got in the elevator. When the doors closed, Nicole started laughing. "Did you see his face?" she said. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. He smiled. "He knows they have no case." "Thank you," Nicole said. "Thank you for protecting me." "You protected yourself," Mr. Peterson said. "You stood up to him. You didn't let him intimidate you." "I was scared," Nicole said. "Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared," Mr. Peterson said. "It means you do the right thing even when you're scared." For the next week, Nicole worried. She checked the mail every day. She waited for bad news. On February 28th, a letter arrived. It was from Morrison and Associates. Nicole opened it with shaking hands. She read it once, then she read it again. Then she called Mr. Peterson. "They dropped the claim," she said. "The Henderson family is dropping their claim." "I knew they would," Mr. Peterson said. "They had no case." Nicole sat down on her couch. Relief flooded through her body. "It's really over?" "Yes," Mr. Peterson said. "The building is yours. No one can take it from you." Nicole started crying, happy tears, relieved tears. "People will always try to take things from me, won't they?" "Yes," Mr. Peterson said honestly. "People see you as an easy target. Young, black, female. Used to be poor. They think you're weak. But you're not. You're strong, and you're not alone. I'm here. Your tenants are here. You have a community now." Nicole wiped her tears. "I have a community," she repeated. "Yes," Mr. Peterson said, "and you're protecting your grandfather's legacy. That's what matters." That night, Nicole sat at her kitchen table with her grandfather's journals. She read more entries. She learned more about his life, his struggles, his dreams, his belief that property ownership was freedom. She understood now why he worked so hard, why he saved every dollar. He wanted to create something permanent, something that would last, something that would protect his family. Nicole realized that protecting her grandfather's legacy meant fighting for it. It meant standing up to people who tried to take advantage of her. It meant being strong even when she was scared. She was ready now. She was ready to face whatever came next. By March, everything changed. Nicole stood in the lobby of her building on Kedzie Avenue and looked around. The walls were painted bright yellow. New lights hung from the ceiling, making everything bright and clean. The floor tiles had been scrubbed and polished. The mailboxes were all fixed and shiny. She could hear the heat flowing through the radiators. The building felt warm and safe. Nicole walked upstairs to check on the workers. They were in the old penthouse, converting it into a community room. They had removed all of Mr. Harrison's expensive furniture weeks ago. Now they were installing tables and chairs. They were painting the walls light blue. They were setting up bookshelves along one wall. "How's it going?" Nicole asked the lead contractor. "Almost done?" Tom Williams said. He was covered in paint. "We'll be finished by next week." "It looks perfect," Nicole said. She walked back downstairs. On the second floor, she ran into Mrs. Chen. The older woman was carrying grocery bags. She was smiling. "Nicole," Mrs. Chen said, "I just bought fresh vegetables, real fresh vegetables, not the cheap ones. I can afford them now because of the rent reduction." "I'm so happy for you," Nicole said. "And my medication," Mrs. Chen said. Her eyes got wet with tears. "I can finally afford all my medication. For 3 years I was skipping doses to save money, now I don't have to." Nicole hugged Mrs. Chen. That's what my grandfather wanted. He wanted people to have enough money for food and medicine. On the third floor, Nicole saw Sarah Martinez and her 2 children. The little girl was wearing a new winter coat. It was bright pink and looked warm. "Sarah," Nicole said, "that's a beautiful coat." "I bought it yesterday," Sarah said. She was smiling. "With the money I saved from the rent reduction, my daughter has been wearing a coat that's too small for 2 years. I finally could buy her a new one." The little girl twirled around. "I love it," she said. "It looks wonderful on you," Nicole said. That evening, Nicole went home to her apartment at 6 o'clock. For the first time in 9 years, she was home in time for dinner. She cooked spaghetti and meatballs. Maya, Marcus, and Mia set the table. They all sat down together. "How was school today?" Nicole asked. "Good," Marcus said. "I got an A on my math test." "That's amazing," Nicole said. "I'm so proud of you." "I drew a picture in art class," Mia said. "Do you want to see it?" "Of course," Nicole said. Mia ran to her backpack and pulled out a drawing. It was a picture of a building with people in the windows. Everyone was smiling. At the top, floating in the sky, was an old man with white hair. "Who's that?" Nicole asked. She pointed to the man in the sky. "That's Great-Grandpa Samuel," Mia said. "He's watching over us from heaven." Nicole started crying. She hugged her daughter. "Yes, he is," she whispered. After dinner, Nicole helped the triplets with their homework. She read them bedtime stories. She tucked them into bed and kissed them goodnight. This was her favorite part of every day, being with her children, being present in their lives. The next week, the community room was finished. Nicole walked through it with Mr. Peterson. There were 4 round tables with chairs. There were comfortable couches along the walls. There was a small television. There were board games and puzzles on shelves. There was a bookshelf full of donated books. On the main wall, Nicole had hung a large photograph of her grandfather Samuel. Below the photo was a brass plaque. Mr. Peterson read the plaque out loud. Samuel Brooks, 1933 to 2022. He believed that owning property was the key to freedom and dignity. He created safe, affordable housing for families. This room honors his memory and his vision. "Do you think he would like it?" Nicole asked. "He would love it," Mr. Peterson said. Nicole decided to have a grand opening party for the community room on March 20th. She made flyers and put them up in all 3 buildings. She invited everyone. She bought food and drinks. She borrowed a speaker for music. She was nervous all week. On March 20th, Nicole arrived at the community room at 5 o'clock in the evening. The party would start at 6. She decorated with balloons and streamers. Mrs. Chen came early to help. So did Mr. Williams and Sarah Martinez. They set up food on the tables. They arranged chairs. They made everything look perfect. At 6 o'clock, people started arriving. Tenants from all 3 buildings came. Nicole had never seen so many people together. There were families with children. There were older people. There were young couples. Everyone was talking and laughing. The room filled with noise and energy. Maya, Marcus, and Mia ran around playing with other children. They wore matching blue shirts that Nicole had bought them. They looked so happy. They looked like normal children who had normal lives. Nicole watched them and felt her heart fill with joy. Mr. Williams came up to Nicole. "This is wonderful," he said. "Thank you for doing this." "Thank you for believing in me," Nicole said. "I'm sorry I doubted you at first," Mr. Williams said. "I'm sorry I listened to Mr. Harrison." "It's okay," Nicole said. Everything worked out. More people came up to thank Nicole. A young man thanked her for fixing the heat in his apartment. An older woman thanked her for fixing the leak in her ceiling. A family thanked her for lowering the rent. Person after person expressed gratitude. Nicole felt overwhelmed. She had to excuse herself and go to the bathroom. She looked at herself in the mirror. She barely recognized the woman staring back at her. This woman looked confident. This woman looked strong. This woman looked happy. At 7 o'clock, Nicole stood on a chair and asked for everyone's attention. The room got quiet. "Thank you all for coming," Nicole said. Her voice was steady now. She was not scared anymore. This room is for all of you. You can have meetings here. You can have parties here. You can let your children play here. This is your space. People clapped. I also want to announce something, Nicole continued. I'm starting a scholarship fund in my grandfather's name, the Samuel Brooks Scholarship Fund. Every year, children living in our 3 buildings can apply for college scholarships. The first scholarships will be given next year. The room erupted in applause. Parents looked at their children with hope in their eyes. Nicole saw tears on many faces. My grandfather believed that education was important, Nicole said. He believed that children should have opportunities. I want to honor that belief. I want to help the next generation. More applause. Nicole stepped down from the chair. People came up to hug her and thank her. Mr. Peterson appeared next to her. Your grandfather would be so proud, he said. I hope so, Nicole said. I really hope so. The party continued until 10 o'clock at night. Children played games. Adults talked and ate. Music played. Laughter filled the air. Nicole walked around the room talking to people. She met tenants she had never spoken to before. She learned their names. She learned their stories. She realized that these were not just tenants. These were her neighbors. These were her community. At the end of the night, after everyone left, Nicole and Mr. Peterson cleaned up. They threw away paper plates and cups. They put away leftover food. They turned off the lights. This was a good day, Mr. Peterson said. Yes, it was, Nicole said. They walked downstairs together. At Nicole's floor, Mr. Peterson stopped. I have something for you, he said. He reached into his bag and pulled out a leather journal. It was new with blank pages. What's this? Nicole asked. Your grandfather kept journals his whole life, Mr. Peterson said. I think you should too. Write down your journey. Write down what you learn. Your children and grandchildren should know this story. Nicole took the journal. She ran her hand over the leather cover. Thank you, she said. That night, after the triplets were asleep, Nicole sat at her kitchen table. She opened the journal to the first page. She picked up a pen. She thought for a moment. Then she started writing. My name is Nicole Johnson. I am 28 years old. I am a single mother of 3. This is the story of how my life changed. This is the story of how I learned that family never abandons you, even when you think they do. This is the story of how I discovered my grandfather's legacy and decided to honor it. She wrote for an hour. She wrote about receiving the eviction notice. She wrote about Mr. Peterson arriving. She wrote about learning she owned 3 buildings. She wrote about confronting Mr. Harrison. She wrote about the building meeting. She wrote about everything. When she finally stopped, her hand hurt, but her heart felt full. Nicole closed the journal and looked out the window. The city was quiet. Snow was falling. She thought about the future. She thought about buying more buildings. She thought about creating more affordable housing. She thought about expanding her grandfather's vision. She was ready. Nicole woke up on Christmas Eve morning 1 year later. She opened her eyes and looked at the clock. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. She had slept until 8 o'clock. She could not remember the last time that happened. She got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. Maya, Marcus, and Mia were already awake. They sat at the kitchen table eating cereal and talking. Good morning, Mommy, Mia said. Good morning, babies, Nicole said. She kissed each of them on the head. Are we still having the Christmas party today? Marcus asked. Yes, Nicole said. The party starts at 6 o'clock. Nicole made coffee and sat with her children. She looked around her apartment. It was not the same apartment she lived in last year. She had moved to a bigger unit on the 2nd floor. It had 3 bedrooms. Each child had their own room now. They had real beds with warm blankets and soft pillows. They had desks for homework. They had bookshelves full of books. Can we help decorate? Maya asked. Of course, Nicole said. After breakfast, we'll go to the community room and set everything up. At 10 o'clock, Nicole and the triplets went upstairs to the Samuel Brooks community room. Other families were already there. Mrs. Chen was hanging garland on the walls. Mr. Williams was setting up a huge Christmas tree in the corner. Sarah Martinez and her children were making paper snowflakes. "Good morning, everyone," Nicole said. "Good morning," everyone responded. They spent the morning decorating. They hung lights and ornaments. They put up a banner that said, "Merry Christmas." They arranged tables and chairs. They set up a table for food. At noon, a man dressed as Santa Claus arrived. It was Mr. Williams wearing a red suit and fake white beard. "Ho, ho, ho," Mr. Williams said in a deep voice. The children screamed with excitement. They ran to him. Mr. Williams sat in a big chair and children lined up to sit on his lap and tell him what they wanted for Christmas. Nicole watched from across the room. Mrs. Chen came and stood next to her. "This is beautiful," Mrs. Chen said. "Yes, it is," Nicole said. "Last Christmas you were being evicted," Mrs. Chen said quietly. "Look at you now." Nicole felt tears in her eyes. "I still can't believe it sometimes." "Believe it," Mrs. Chen said. "You earned this. You worked hard. You honored your grandfather. You created something beautiful." At 2 o'clock, Nicole went back to her apartment to get ready. She took a shower and put on a new red dress. She did her hair. She put on lipstick. She looked at herself in the mirror and smiled. The triplets got ready too. They wore the matching sweaters Nicole had bought them. Red sweaters with white snowflakes. At 5 o'clock, Mr. Peterson arrived. He wore a suit and a Santa hat. He carried bags full of presents. "Mr. David," the triplets yelled. They ran to him and hugged him. "Hello, my dear children," Mr. Peterson said. He hugged them back. Over the past year, Mr. Peterson had become part of Nicole's family. He came to dinner every Sunday. He helped the triplets with homework. He taught Marcus how to ride a bike. He went to Maya's school play. He hung Mia's drawings on his office wall. He became the grandfather the triplets never had. "Are you ready for the party?" Mr. Peterson asked Nicole. "I'm ready," Nicole said. They walked upstairs together. The community room was full of people. Over 100 tenants from all 3 buildings were there. There was food on every table, ham and turkey and mashed potatoes and green beans and rolls and pies. There was hot chocolate and apple cider. There was music playing. Children ran around laughing and playing. Adults talked and smiled. Nicole stood in the doorway and took it all in. She saw families eating together. She saw neighbors helping each other. She saw children playing without worry. She saw people who were not just surviving anymore. They were living. "This is what your grandfather wanted," Mr. Peterson whispered to her. "Yes," Nicole said. "This is exactly what he wanted." At 7 o'clock, Nicole stood on a chair again. She asked for everyone's attention. The room got quiet. "Thank you all for coming to our 2nd annual Christmas party," Nicole said. "I want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for being my community." People clapped. "I also want to announce the first recipients of the Samuel Brooks Scholarship," Nicole said. 5 students who live in our buildings will receive scholarships for college next year." She read 5 names. 5 teenagers came to the front. Their families cried with joy. Nicole gave each student an envelope with a check for $5,000. She hugged each one. "My grandfather believed that education opens doors," Nicole said. "These scholarships will continue every year. Every child in our building should know that college is possible." The room erupted in applause. Parents hugged their children. Teenagers cried happy tears. Nicole felt her grandfather's presence in the room. She knew he was proud. The party continued until midnight. People ate and danced and celebrated. At one point, Nicole stepped outside for some air. It was snowing. The city was quiet and peaceful. Mr. Peterson came outside and stood next to her. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. "Everything," Nicole said. "A year ago I was sitting on my floor packing garbage bags. I had nowhere to go. I thought my life was over." "And now?" Mr. Peterson asked. "Now I have a home. I have a purpose. I have a community," Nicole said. "Now I understand what my grandfather was trying to teach me." "What was he trying to teach you?" Mr. Peterson asked. "That true wealth isn't about what you own," Nicole said. "It's about how you treat people. It's about what you build for the future. It's about dignity and respect and community." Mr. Peterson smiled. "He would be very proud of you." "I hope so," Nicole said. "I'm going to spend the rest of my life honoring his legacy." They went back inside. The party was winding down, families were leaving, people thanked Nicole as they left. They hugged her, they told her Merry Christmas. When everyone was gone, Nicole and the triplets cleaned up. They threw away plates and cups. They put away leftover food. They turned off the lights. "That was the best Christmas ever," Marcus said. "It really was," Maya agreed. "I love our new life," Mia said. Nicole hugged all three of them. "I love it too." They walked downstairs to their apartment. Nicole tucked the triplets into their beds. She kissed them goodnight. She turned off the lights in their rooms, then she went to her own room. She sat on her bed and opened her journal. She had been writing in it every week for the past year. She turned to a new page and started writing. Christmas Eve again. 1 year ago, I thought my life was falling apart. Today, I hosted a party for over 100 people. I watched my children play without worry. I gave out scholarships. I created something my grandfather would be proud of. I learned that losing everything can sometimes mean finding everything. I learned that family never truly leaves you. I learned that one person can make a difference. Tomorrow I will wake up and continue this work. I will continue to create dignity and community. I will continue to honor my grandfather's legacy. This is who I am now. This is my purpose. Nicole closed the journal. She turned off the light. She lay in bed and looked at the ceiling. She thought about Mr. Harrison. She heard he moved to another state. She did not know where. She did not wish him harm, but she did not think about him anymore. He was part of her past. Her future was different. She thought about her grandfather, Samuel. She wished she could have told him thank you one more time. She wished she could have made peace with him before he died. But she believed he saw her now. She believed he knew what she was doing. She believed he was proud. The next morning, Nicole woke up early. It was Christmas Day. The triplets ran into her room and jumped on her bed. "Merry Christmas, Mommy!" they yelled. "Merry Christmas!" Nicole said. They ran to the living room. Under the tree were presents. Real presents wrapped in colorful paper with bows. The triplets tore into them with joy. Nicole watched them and smiled. This was what childhood should look like. This was what every child deserved. Later that morning, Nicole got dressed and went for a walk. She walked through her neighborhood. She walked past her 3 buildings. She saw families coming and going. She saw children playing in the snow. She saw neighbors helping each other carry groceries. She saw community. Nicole walked to a small park and sat on a bench. The sun was shining. The snow was white and clean. She felt peace. She felt purpose. She felt grateful. She thought about her journey, from poverty to property ownership, from desperation to dignity, from being evicted to evicting the person who tried to destroy her, from having nothing to having everything that mattered. Nicole stood up from the bench. She walked back to her building. She opened the front door and stepped inside. The lobby was warm and bright. She heard children laughing somewhere upstairs. She heard music playing. She heard life. Nicole smiled. She was exactly where she was supposed to be. She was home, and she would spend the rest of her life making sure everyone in her buildings felt the same way, safe, respected, valued, home. This was her grandfather's legacy, and now it was hers too. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen.